As we mentioned, we do have some pre-recorded calls from the Southeast. This one, boy, affects anyone with children. This comes from Alan. A little family member was hurt pretty badly. Go ahead, Alan.
Hello. My daughter was back seat passenger in a one-car accident recently. The car flipped over and she ended up with a broken back. No one has come forward and offered to pay any of her medical bills, which have become quite large. What should we do?
Sure. So one of the things that I think is a misconception, and Sean, you know, we see it all the time, is that insurance companies aren't going to pay your medical bills as they come in. And so when you have a case like this, it is all about one settlement. And that settlement, and this is not talking about your car, this is just your personal injury. So either it's a jury verdict or a settlement of something of that nature, whatever it is, has to cover everything. So you're not going to get a piecemeal, meaning you don't submit a bill, a medical bill, and then that bill gets paid, and then you submit another bill, and then that bill gets paid. So that creates some confusion with the clients. But what has to happen is you want to get that person healthy, or as healthy as the doctors can get them, and then you collect all of your medical records, all of your medical bills, and then create the settlement offer. And then if you can come to an agreement, that money that you get, the money that's in that pool or that settlement, has to pay all of the things. That includes all your medical bills. So in this situation right now, your daughter has some serious medical bills, but she's going to have some more serious medical bills. So the first thing you need to do is get an attorney on retainer, so then you can find out what those policy limits are. Right now, you don't know how much you have available to pay those medical bills. So that's the very first thing. Then the next thing that attorney would do is go in and try to see what those medical bills can be reduced to, depending on what the limits of your coverage are. But right now, you're not going to get anything paid, but you need to protect yourself, and that means getting an attorney involved so that attorney can help you in the long run. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to get all of the money from the insurance company, and you're going to still end up owing medical bills.
Well, and that's very often the answer that we give in so many of these things. And I want you to know that we don't tell you to find an attorney who is competent and an expert in the type of legal field that you're involved in because we want more business, or we want other personal injury attorneys to have more business. We just want you to get the help in this complex legal system that you need and that you deserve. And when you haven't dealt with it on a day-to-day basis, you know, for many, many years like we have, there's just a bunch of pitfalls and things that you can miss. You know, you may be dealing with a claim that you think that the person only has $25,000 in coverage, and you end up settling your case for that, totally ignoring the fact, or not being aware of the fact, that they had other umbrella coverage, other insurance that would have paid your medical bills and left you in a lot better position at the end of it.
And one last thing on that, Neil, is a lot of times you have, let's wait and see. Let's just wait and see how bad it is. The problem with wait and see is you have certain time limits that you have to put these underinsured or uninsured motorist coverage on notice. And if you don't do that, you'll lose coverage. So these things can take months and months and months, and then all of a sudden you need your underinsured motorist coverage, but it's no longer available. So that's why you need to have an attorney early on to get all that stuff protected.
Mm-hmm.
Before we take Angie's next call, I was just curious, do you guys ever get calls about a big truck accident, a big rig, and this car's been crushed?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, more than you'd like to see, but yes,
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure, and those cases are usually, number one, we don't mind those because we at least know it's a big vehicle, there's going to be big injuries to this person, but we at least have a good idea that there's hopefully insurance funds available.
Yeah.
Most big trucking companies are going to have $1 million or more in coverage. So we know that there's going to be some assets to be able to pay for this person to be, get the necessary medical treatment they need. But anytime you're dealing with a big vehicle, the injuries are usually going to be worse.
Yeah, catastrophic.